Now, yesterday we stopped somewhere which is very, very important. But before we get there, I want to show you something. In the book of, in fact, Apostle Ernest just said something that I want to emphasize, that Jesus was more younger than all the disciples. Because Jesus started his ministry when he was just 30 years. And we all know that Peter have mother-in-law. So anytime you have mother-in-law, that means you have wife. Do you understand it? You can't have a mother-in-law without having a wife. We saw that Jesus healed Peter's mother-in-law. So, but what is the name they call him? All of them call him Rabbi, Master, Good Master. Jesus was hungry and they left Jesus. That's why he was talking to a woman of Samaria. And they went and buy food. See how Jesus was talking to them. Jesus had the audacity to talk to Peter. Get thee behind me, Satan. Are you listening to me? And we never see Peter reacted. They call him Master, Good Master. We have. Jesus said, you also, you can go. He said, no, we are not going anywhere. You have the living life. We can't leave you. So, a father is somebody that's treating you. A father is somebody when you are going, see, when you have a father and you are doing something your father don't tell you, that means the man don't like you. I want you to hear me. Mothers are very good. Mothers are very good. But in this life, there are 4 levels that you can treat a person. Number 1, you can treat a person by emotions. Emotions. That's how Peter was treating Jesus. I swear I will never leave you. That's emotions. But a small girl was manipulating Peter, and Peter swear that I don't know the man. That is what? Emotions. Emotions. It just happened. And then you just, Apostle Ernest, I love you. I said I will never leave you. The thing you have done to me. How many people has left your church and that they have come and swear that they will never leave you? I was here. I met a dear lady here who Apostle Ernest loved too much and love her so much. But today that lady is not here. Every time I come here, I'll see the lady, and the lady, that boat, Papa, we dear, why am I dear? Say me, Jano Crabby, Bayame. All that thought was good, but it was where? Emotions. No, fathers don't deal with you by emotion. Any father that deal with you emotion, the father don't like you. That's why fathers don't talk too much, but when they talk, it's powerful. Now, the second area is called feelings. Feelings. A man have seen how the woman is walking and breaking the hand. The feelings are rules. The moment they satisfy their last passion, they don't like you again. How you dress. We are all adults, so I can talk. How you dress. How the woman has pumped the breast. And the man just saw it. The feelings as a rose. After satisfy that last, they don't like you. So when a man married by feelings, they can disappoint you. Are you listening to me? A man can talk to you by feelings. You just do something. Suddenly the feelings are, what you have done for me. No. That is why Jacob waited. In Genesis 49, we are going to read it. That is not feeling. That is not emotion. Because the man don't need anything from you. The man, after the man finished talking, he put his feet on the bed and died. So I don't need nothing from you. I'm not talking to you because I'm going to sleep with you. No. I'm not talking to you because I need money from you. No. Now, the third area that fathers talk to people are laws. Laws and principles. When we were children, my father put principles in the house. He said, now we could buy glass. One me can't say, me buy ma. Me fear, me yenyesi. There's law in the house. But because my father has so many children, we rebel against the laws. We disobey. Papa, the oya obe ma. Yes, so yebe mano. Until count since so no bomb ma 6. Or the matter we ma 3. Kwa chocho nyina we born we ma 6. We born we ma 12. We born we ma 16. And bonia we are the last one say yebe lew. The man doso. Once upon a time with 22 boys in a front place. The boys in Yababi so no above 24. So now what you say to the extent say we become neutralized to the law, and then we disobey the law. So law are bound to be disobeyed. Now the fourth one that fathers do, which is very important, are covenants and dedications. That's very, very, very important. When you enter into covenant with your father, when you dedicate something to your father, you are bound to receive the father's blessing. That's why my brother talked yesterday. He asked a question. I said, I'll explain it today. He said, there are 7 types of father's blessing, but I gave only 4. And I gave 3, okay. And can we go there? Sit down, sir. Sit down, sir. We are doing teaching. In Genesis chapter 49, if you read from verse 1 going, we saw how Jacob called all his children. Gather yourself. Let me tell you what is about to happen in the last days. Then he changed the tonation from Jacob to Israel. So it's not about physical Jacob again. It's about spiritual. So he started. You're going to read from verse 22, but we want to check something here. He called the first son, Reuben, you are my firstborn, but you did something against me, and I hide it in my heart. But now, as I'm about to die, I'm telling you what is about to happen. You will not excel in life. Now, we talked that he was talking to, that's why we are talking about spiritual. We talked that he was talking to a person, but no, he's talking to the spiritual Reuben. Now, everything God created it twice. That's why we need a father's blessing. God created the spirit in Genesis chapter 1. Then in Genesis chapter 2 verse 7, God created the flesh. Now, listen to me. The parent of the flesh is the spirit. And whoever gave birth to you control you. So always the spiritual realm control the physical realm. Now, in 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 17 and 18, especially verse 18, he said, whilst we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen, because the things which are seen are temporal. The things which are not seen are eternal. Now, the word temporal there, this word temporal there is what? Subject to change. Everything temporal is not reliable. This your clothes you are wearing is beautiful. It's beautiful because your wife bought it for you. It's beautiful. But at least in the next 2 years, you won't wear it again. Because it's temporal. I want you to hear what the Bible is saying. Anything physical is temporal. So a witch knows that if I want to kill this woman physically, police will arrest me. But if I go to the parents and I kill her, nobody can arrest me. Are you listening to me? Now, see, we human beings, like Apostle is saying that every night he's praying. Now, witches don't go to their covens to do nothing. They don't go there to go and kill. Now, hear this. They go there to learn how they can kill, how they can add things. That's why they call witchcraft is practice. Micah chapter 2 verse 1 and 2. He said, woe to them that devise iniquities on their bed and practice it. So it is like people practicing biology. Did you hear that? Woe to them that devise iniquity.
Them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their bed.
Yes.
When the morning is
light, they practice it.
Because it is in the power of their hand.
They go there like what Apostle Ernest is doing here and study and learn. And so, Jaito, this is not your time. What you know, Jaito? Jawasam. Please hear what I'm telling you, because what I'm saying is very important. Witches will go there every night, because there was a lady that was in my church and left into those occultic realm. And she said every night, 12 o'clock, they were going there. I asked her, what were you going there to do? She said, we were going there to learn capacity. What do you mean by capacity? To build capacity. He said, to add 1 to 1. How we know that if we don't want you to marry, we can get your hair and get your pants and make certain things in the spiritual realm, and then your marital destiny will be taken away from you. Are you listening to me? So Jacob also know that everything I'm saying here is not physical, it's spiritual. Now he got to a point, one of the sons. Okay, let me start from beginning. He got to the first one, and Bishop, he said, my son Reuben, you will not excel. In 1 Chronicles 5, if you read verse 1, he said genealogy never reckoned that Reuben was firstborn, because the father spoke it and it entered into the spiritual realm to disorganize the firstborn accuracy that he has programmed through the birthright. Look at that. He said, and the genealogy was not to be reckoned after the birthright. What he spoke entered the spiritual realm and changed. I pray for somebody. If your father has spoken against you, if your mother has spoken against you, by the spiritual father we have, as we are talking and deciding the blessing of your father, we overturn that thing your father spoke against you. We rearrange your destiny.
Yes, Lord.
We rearrange your life. We rearrange your blessing. Come back to your inheritance.
Yes, Lord.
In the name of Jesus.
Jesus.
Sit down, please. Let's go. He went to the second one. He says, Simon and Lewi, you were very wicked. Curse be your anger. He continued to go, but he got to the number 11 born, and he called him Joseph. He said, Joseph. Now read it for us, please. Look at verse 22.
Verse 22.
Yes.
Joseph is a fruitful bough.
Yes.
Even a fruitful bough by a well.
Yes.
Whose branches run over the wall.
Yes.
The verse 23.
Yes.
The archers have sorely grieved him.
Yes.
Shot at him.
Yes.
And hated him.
Yes.
The verse 24.
Yes.
But his bow in strength.
Yes.
And the arms of his hands.
Yes.
Were made strong by the hands of the mighty God of Jacob.
Yes.
For thence is the shepherd.
Come
the
on.
stone of Israel.
Yes.
The verse 5.
Yes.
Even by the God of thy father, who shall help thee, and by the Almighty, who shall bless thee with the blessings of heaven above.
Now, hear this very, very well. The blessings above. The blessings of heaven above. We don't have time to work on that one. These are the Father's blessings. Please, tomorrow, this evening, we're going to work on the blessing from the heaven above, and I want you to be here. That's why I want you to bring the water. But today we want to talk about the blessing of the deep. What is the blessing of the deep? The blessings of the deep that lies under. Everything that is precious is hidden. Everything. Oil is precious. You have to dig deep to collect it. Are you listening to me? Gold is precious. Diamond, bauxite. I remember is it Norway or one of the countries, they have oil on the deep sea. The water is cold, but men must go there to drill it. And those people that did it, most of them died. But today, Norway is one of the richest countries. But their mineral resources is what? Deep. Now, this blessing, when this blessing was being released, there was no book to write it. But there was a man who was a spiritual person called Moses. In Deuteronomy chapter 33, Moses began to bless the people of God. He said, this is the blessing. Can you put verse 1 there?
Deuteronomy chapter 33, the verse 1.
Yes.
And this is the blessing.
This is the blessing.
Wherewith Moses, the man of God.
Now, did you see? This is the blessing.
Wherewith Moses, the man of God. Bless the children, of Israel
before his death.
Before his death.
Now, he go to verse 6. He said, let Reuben live and not die. Yesterday we explained it. Now, he get to verse 13. Verse 13 is about Joseph. He repeated the same thing verbatim. I begin to ask myself, where did Moses got this revelation from? Which Bible said to him? And of Joseph, he said, come on.
Blessed of the Lord.
Blessed of the Lord.
Be his hand.
Be his land.
For the precious things of heaven.
For the precious things of heaven.
For the dew.
For the dew.
And for the deep.
And for the deep.
That
coaches beneath.
The verse 14.
So what you say? Niema bi ewo assassin mo as I say we pie. Now, what is this beneath they are talking about? The blessings of the deep. The blessing of the deep or beneath. So when the spiritual realm talk about the deep and the beneath, what does it mean? Is it talking about physical earth? No. Is it what is the deep? See, spirits, hear me. Spirits is illegal on this earth without an altar. So when the spirit talk about the deep, is through the altar. You must go deep to your altar to collect it. So what I say, the blessings are there, but your father can't give it to you because your father collected from the deep. Enti ye kruma akamfo obi di beye bema waje so pewasem. Beye ye japade a ye nananom ye ngu mfa nko. Enti obi biara ebesie ni fie no ne beye no wantimi amfa ma obi. Enti ne beye no odi bekwa akosa musie no ye se da bi ye mfa sie fie ha. Enti Jacob oba bewu no o catch Joseph say, Joseph, hold my tie here where the angel touch and swear that you won't bury me here. Now, by Joseph doing that, the father Jacob was transferring what he collected from Isaac. What Isaac collected from Abraham, the deep. They collected from here collected from here, and here collected from here. And that's why the angel touched. Why did Jacob say, touch my loins and don't bury me here? Joseph also said, after he died, he gave instruction, don't bury me in this land, take me here. So a man died and they embalmed his body over 430 years, over 40 years in the wilderness. They didn't bury him in anywhere. They carried him to the land of Israel. You see, it is not normal body, it is an altar. There are certain deep things inside it that cannot be buried anywhere. I want you to get at this. Okay, hear this. And in everything in the deep, you don't take it by easy. So when Isaac was about to die, he called the firstborn. It belonged to you, but go and cook the food that I love before I can give it to you. Because you don't collect nothing from the altar with an empty hand. You don't take anything from the deep without you paying a price. People want the father's blessing, but it's not like that. You have to go to the deep. Bible said deep calleth unto deep. Joseph, the blessing came when Joseph was in the womb, because he was the firstborn to the wife that he loved. In Genesis chapter 30.
I go unto my own people, my own place, and to my country. The verse 26.
Yes.
Give me my wife.
Give me my wife.
And my children.
Give me my children.
For
that
whom
I
have
served
thee.
thee.
And let
Did
me
you
go.
hear that? The moment the man that carried the blessing appear, the man knows it. Because Jacob was a spiritual person. He was the deliverer. In Genesis, if you read chapter 45, verse 7, Joseph himself was testified that God brought me here to preserve you for a posterity with this great deliverance. And God sent me before you to preserve.
And God sent me before you to preserve you a posterity in the earth and to save your life.
To save
by
your life.
A great deliverance.
Did you hear that? The man himself know it, that I'm not a normal person. Now hear it. Sit down, please, Bishop. Sit down, please. Let me show you something. How can I get blessing of the deep? How can I change my story? I want to give you 7 points quickly, and I leave you. Very, very important. Now, to get the blessing of the deep, you must understand what deep are we talking about? And spiritual realm, the deep is not like digging a petrol. Petrol, you must know where it is and dig it and dig it and dig. It's not normal. You have to hire people that understand it. Are you listening to me? Isaac, why did Isaac say to Esau? And when Esau came, Esau started crying in Genesis 27. Can you put Genesis 27 verse 1 there? And it came
Genesis
to pass that when
27,
Isaac
1.
was
And
old.
it came to pass that when Isaac was old,
Number one, Isaac was old.
and his eyes
Number
were
two,
dim,
his eye was dim.
so that he could not see.
Number three, he couldn't see.
He called Esau, his elder son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, I am here. The verse 2. And he said, Behold now, I am old. I know not the day of my death. Now therefore,
Yes.
take, I pray thee, thy weapon, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out to the field, and take me some venison. The verse 4. And make me savor.
Now look at this, my brother, hear this. And make me the savory meat. Such as I love. Don't make me any food. And yet, because I'm going to release the deep into you. I collected something from my father. In Genesis chapter 25, Bible said, if you read from verse 4 and verse 5, and Abraham gave gifts. Can we go there? Genesis 25. Let's read from verse 4. And the sons of Midian,
Ephah, and Ephra, and Enoch, and Abida, and Turah.
Yes.
The verse 5.
Yes.
And Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac. The verse 6. But unto the sons of the concubine, which Abraham had,
yes,
Abraham gave gift.
Now, thank you. Now, what is the meaning of gift and all that he have? The spiritual gift I collected from God, I gave it to you, and I gave this one house. Isaac received words. He gave only words to Jacob. Jacob said, when I was going with a staff, but I'm coming, look at the multitude I'm bringing. So there's difference between words and there's difference between houses. A gift, a man can give you a car, but the car can kill you. A man can project death on the car. That car we media is kadru. It's a gift I'm giving to you, but you don't know that it's exchanging your life. But all that he have, deep, call it unto deep. That spiritual deep the man collected, that is the altar he raised with God. Now, please hear this. When God called Abraham, they raised an altar. In Genesis chapter 12, that's the first time God called Abraham. Genesis chapter 12. If you read verse 7, and they raised an altar. Verse 8, they raised an altar. Chapter 13, and Abraham was rich. Chapter 13, verse 2, and Abraham was rich with silver, cattle, and gold. Chapter 15, they raised an altar. Chapter 16, every chapter, the whole land of Israel was scattered with an altar. So you can't tell me that the Islamic people are going to take the land from them. No. Somebody may call Abdul Salam over there and say that the land belongs to my sisters. You wait, you will see. Jesus has started visiting them. Because where an altar is, the spirit of the power is there. The spirit will visit you. Jacob didn't know he slept on an altar. A stone. And he entered into the spiritism. He entered into somewhere. He didn't know that where he was fraternizing with spirits. Now, okay, I'm giving you 17 now. Number 1. The deep of the Father's blessing. If you can collect that deep, number 1, it terminates every curse over your life. The Father's blessing called the deep terminates every curse from your life. Every curse. Every curse. He said, Joseph, the archers are sorely grieve you. When a man is angry with you, they are sore. They curse you first. In Genesis, if you read Genesis chapter 37, verse 18, he said, here come the dreamer. We will kill him.
And when they saw him
afar off,
even before he came unto them, they conspired
against him to slay him. Are you listening to me? Continue.
The verse 19. And they said one to another, Behold, this dreamer cometh. Come now therefore, and let us slay him, and cast him into some pit. And we will say, some evil beast has devoured him.
I pray that by the Father's blessing, every demonic conspiracy projecting enchantments, divination and curses to assassinate, to terminate, to eliminate you by the spirit of your fathers, by the father's blessing. It is overturned. I didn't hear you. I said it is overturned. I said it is overturned. Shout overturned.